starting her day on 959. Her name is LootLove. She's absolutely an incredible human being. A very warm energy you carry with you.
Wow,
and
thank you.
A radio broadcaster, television presenter, you name it. I mean, she is an influencer of note, and not by virtue of social media, but fashion trends, music trends, and all sorts of things. You're just an all-round great. And she's a Coachella hun.
What's a
Can I
Coachella
pull
hun?
that? Yo, I need that. I need to listen to that every single morning.
She's a Coachella hun.
What's a
And her-
Coachella hun?
It's a girl that went to Coachella.
A girl who went to
Oh.
Coachella and lived the life of her dreams,
100%.
like 100%.
Beautiful, wow.
Yeah. I follow this one. I really find her very, very interesting. And she has you're broadcasting on Apple Radio, right?
Yeah, I'm done on that show now.
Are you done on that
yeah,
show?
So the show moved back to Nigeria. It started off, I guess, with a Nigerian host, but she was based in London, DJ
Yeah.
Kapi. And then it moved to SA, and I hosted it, and now it's gone back to
So
Nigeria.
cool. I mean, you left Metro FM to go do Apple Radio, guys.
The
I mean,
funniest thing is that, like, that job, when I left Metro, it's a decision that I made. That
Yeah.
job wasn't on the way.
Yeah.
And then a couple of
I
months
wanted
later,
so
I got
much
the
for
call.
you
I
on
got
Metro.
I was like, ooh.
yeah.
Why would you just leave?
I think when you're not growing in the way that you'd like to,
100%.
at some point you really have to let go and make room for
Yeah.
the things that are better suited for you. And I guess
Yeah.
at the time it was Apple Radio.
I can't believe
you
it.
have to
Makes
leave,
sense.
you know.
No.
You
It's
have to
valid.
leave.
You
You
have
have to
to
let it
leave.
go. You
I
have
can
to
com-
leave.
I completely relate.
Yeah,
Completely.
yeah. Look at you.
Well, she's starting her day on 959. So are you. 6:47 to the traffic desk with Sol Phenduka, hanging out with LootLove this morning, get to know her a little bit more. Quite exciting times. Everything and anything that brings you joy, we're all about it. On the street, on the air, K959, the best in entertainment, best in music. That's what we do. We do you. That's what we do for sure. 6:53. Thank you very much for choosing us as your entertainment portal of choice. Her name is LootLove, the mother of hip and hop. I swear to you, she just introduced me to her kids through like the glass window there, and she's like, "Well, I like the fact that I'm going." She's trying to show me her kids, right? Then she goes, "Technically, that's hip, and that's hop. Technically, is it difficult to tell them apart?"
No, they're fraternal, so they don't look alike.
Yeah.
They're different in height, skin tone.
Yeah, they are.
And the things that they like, they don't have the same voices.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
So they were just in your womb at the same time,
Yeah,
bakapana,
yeah.
making life easier for you. Mom, we don't want you to struggle twice in a row individually
Let
with
me
us.
tell you
Let's just all
something.
pop out together, same time.
It's quite wild because the struggle is real. It's not like
Yeah.
you get discounts in the shops and stuff like that.
No,
it's
not
full
at all.
price for everyone.
No, and you queue like
Shame.
everybody else with that huge belly,
It's
right? As it grows
ridiculous.
bigger, nobody offers
It's-
you a wheelchair.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, by the time I gave birth, I was literally carrying 6 kilograms.
That's wild.
Yeah, they were full like 2.8.
Yeah, you were like
3.2. I was massive.
Huge.
What?
You
I
were
was
massive.
When
And you're tall, so I mean,
Yeah, so I mean, at least I had the room. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
room was there, enough room to carry both.
when you find out you're pregnant, normally, like, you know, it's celebratory because I mean it's a blessing. When you found out, especially with twins, how was the feeling?
I was upset, to be honest with you, because I didn't want kids, right? My plan was no kids, no marriage, just live my life and
Yeah.
be everybody
Whoa,
else's
yeah,
auntie.
yeah.
So I guess God was like, oh, that's cute, doll.
He does that. He does that
he does.
sometimes.
So,
He does it
so
so well.
I mean, I realized quite early that I was pregnant. So I went to the gynae, and the day I confirmed I was pregnant was the same moment I found out I was having twins. Because she was just like,
Wow.
I'm seeing two, what is it, embryos? I was
And
like,
already you don't want a
something that were
child.
like, what does that mean? And she was like, twins. I said, "It's not a chance. What are you talking about?" She
And
was
there
like,
we go,
twins.
hip and hop.
They were like, no, but don't get too excited. We only really, sometimes the other one doesn't develop or grow, so we'll only really confirm in the 3rd month. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, all the way.
It's
we took
stuck.
it to the top. It's stuck. And they were like, okay, Mom, we're here. Let's go.
let's go.
Welcome to Earth. Let's go.
Well, Mom's been a very busy mom prior to the kids. She's hosted shows like Urban Music Experience, The Come Up, Trending SA. You know her from those, just to mention a few.
Yeah.
She's also hosted Red Carpet at the MTV Music Video Music Awards, and many would also know her from radio. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
In terms of radio, I enjoyed you thoroughly, and I told you.
I miss it so much.
Yeah.
I will not lie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back. I don't know when that will be, but I miss it so much.
I didn't
had so
realize
much
how
fun on
fresh you
radio.
were until I superbly started properly listening, and I think it was during the holiday show.
Yes, that summer show that
that summer
I
show.
did. Oh, I had so much fun in
Brought
that
my
season.
attention to you.
A lot of people don't know you started radio way before
Yes,
Kingfisher
indeed.
FM in
Indeed.
Kobecha.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm ever gonna call it Gqeberha, to be honest with you. It's so strange. It's so
For real.
weird. Like, I'm like, what?
First
No,
time
I'm
hearing
not
it.
from GQ, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started in PE, a Christian radio station.
Wow.
I was literally hostessing at an event back in the day. I was just
Yeah.
trying to make money. And I offered this couple, like, would you guys like something to drink? He was like, no, thank you, we're good. But would you like to do a voice test? And I was like, what? He was like, would you like to do a voice test? I was like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. And he was like, please don't worry, I work for Kingfisher FM. Please take my details and give me a call. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Carried on with my job. Went back to my mom. I was like, what's Kingfisher FM? She's like, oh, it's a Christian radio station. I said, zero. Okay, cool. She's like, why? I'm like, no, somebody said I must come to a voiceover. And she's like, so why don't you go? I said, a Christian radio station.
Yeah,
I'm
come
not
on.
Christian. She's like, dude, just go. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And that's literally how
You got
my
into
radio
radio.
journey began.
On a
It's
Christian radio
On a
station.
Christian radio station.
The popular show there was Ask Amen.
Wow. Not you being so hectic. It was so insane. It was actually so insane. The show that I did was sponsored by the same company that actually sponsored the event I was hostessing at. It was just so weird. It was a 6 to 9 p.m. show, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
So you are more than just a broadcaster, more than just a TV presenter. You're becoming a fashion icon. You truly, truly are. I mean, your best friend is a fashion icon herself,
Yes,
and she's like a
100%.
fashion genius. Absolutely love her. We'll talk about that. Where does the fashion iconism come from? Is it innately in you, or is it something that you've been learning as the star's been rising? Because you work with stylists, you're exposed, and so forth.
I honestly think it came from my mom and my grandmother, and then at some point my dad. My dad is quite a flamboyant,
Buoyant, yeah.
really interesting
Dresser.
fashionista. Yeah, it really comes from my family. Looking good is very important at home. However, like, whatever you're wearing doesn't have to be a label. You just need to really, really look good when you step out the house. And I guess with fame or with entertainment, you really have to look good all the time.
Yeah.
I really got it wrong in the beginning. I really, really wasn't sure where I stand. I was still very tomboyish. I didn't really want to wear makeup and do my nails and like do all the extra stuff and have hair. I was just like,
It's high maintenance. It can be
it's so much
exhausting.
work.
Yeah.
But it just felt like that's not who I was at the time. And I've obviously grown into it, and it really helped to have a bestie who was a stylist.
Yeah.
But I really love fashion. I feel like it's a way I express myself. It's a way I can
fun,
have a
right?
conversation. It's a way I can kind of deflect as well. So
Yeah.
most of the time I'll bump into people like, oh, you look so good. I'm like, oh, thank you. Talk about my clothes, and then don't ask me anything else.
I love
so it's
that.
literally one of those. Just
Yeah.
deflect.
I love that.
Deflect,
I love that.
deflect.
Her name is LootLove. Definitely not deflecting this morning, particularly where the kids are concerned. 7-Eleven. Her name is LootLove. Luthando Shosha. Starting her day on 959 Breakfast. Thank you very much. They say it takes a community to raise them kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can imagine one of the toughest challenges raising your twins has been the loss of your brother, their
100%.
uncle, Frequency.
Yes.
Yeah?
Love of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was,
absolutely.
yeah.
What did he
that
mean
was
to them,
horrible.
if you don't mind me asking?
He meant everything to them, to be honest with you. It's so weird because a lot of the times I always felt like he loved them more than I loved them.
Whoa.
He was so protective. He was so like, he would be like, oh, dude, you're too strict. I'm like, what do you mean I'm too strict? What do you mean? He was just like, no, dog, just let them be.
Yeah.
He was so obsessed with them. It was the sweetest thing. And in the last year of his life, he almost, I don't know how it's gonna sound, but he almost became their dad.
Yeah.
He was so present.
Yeah.
There's nothing he didn't do. He changed
Yeah.
nappies, he played. If I just needed to take a nap, he was there. He was just such a present human being, such a solid support structure, which is shocking for somebody who was literally 20 years old.
Did that not make the dad a bit jealous? Because I'd be jealous if,
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, I've never really had that conversation. But for
seen
me,
it,
it was just like, this is family. This is what we do for each other, right?
Yeah,
You hold
true
me down and I
though.
hold you down. And like,
Yeah.
we're alone in Joburg. Mom is back home. And this is the structure that we have. And this is what we're going to do. In fact, I think it should have inspired the other parents, to be honest with you, to just know that like you've
To do
got
more.
some,
Yeah, show up more. Show
It
up
should
more.
inspire.
There's a gap.
It really
Yeah.
should.
I think if you look at people not enviously, right, you then tend to be more inspired than you are repelled
100%.
and jealous.
100%.
Yeah. I like their names. Zanothando. This is from Luthando.
Yes.
And Zesizwe. This is from
Wow.
Sisizwe.
My mom named him, so it's a sentence. It's a Esisizwe Sizanothando.
Esisizwe Sizanothando.
This nation comes with love.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because I didn't have names. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is too much pressure. Somebody else has to do it.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, okay, cool. I'll do it. And I thought it was so cute what she did, actually, naming them after us in a very different way, though.
Your brother's passing was very heavy on you.
It still is, yes.
Yeah.
It's
I remember one of your
there's
posts.
nothing that rocked me more. I never saw it coming, and when it did, I just couldn't believe it.
I remember one of your posts on Instagram, and it was more about the caption for me than the image that you posted, and you were expressing so much anger towards God. You were superbly angry, and I completely got it.
Yeah,
From a distance, I got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was pissed because I felt like, why would you do this now? There's so much going on already.
Yeah.
And like I'm literally running on empty.
Yeah.
And now what do you want me to do? And now also I have these 2 little babies who have to grieve with me in this moment. And we're grieving so much, right? As already I guess they were already grieving, their parents separating. I was grieving a version of me that existed, this new version old version of me before I was a mom.
Yeah.
I was grieving a relationship. And then there was a third layer. I said, no, what do you want from me?
So
like
much
at this
grief.
point, how do you expect me to operate? And they are one. They don't understand that I'm grieving my brother. They don't understand that I am in shambles. They don't understand that I'm in so much pain. They just want their parent, right? And they need my support more now. So it was so tough.
Are you okay
It was
with
so
God now?
tough. Yeah.
A little less angry.
A lot less angry.
A lot less angry.
A lot more understanding. And it's so weird because I feel like, I don't know, I needed a real reset. I needed a real wake-up call. I think I put too much energy in being everything else for everyone else and not for myself.
Not enough for you.
I gave too much to other people and not to myself. I constantly poured from an empty cup, and it really sucks that it took the loss of my brother for me to kind of wake up. But it wouldn't have happened any other way. I think after he left, I was like, okay, cool. It's actually time to live. I haven't been living, I haven't been fearless. I haven't been loving in the truest form. I've just been coasting. I've been coasting, and it gave me a lot of perspective, and it also really pulled me back to God, to be honest with you. It really did. I think the birth of my kids and the loss of my brother really brought me closer to God. Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you took from your relationship with your brother at the brink of his loss?
Sure.
Of his death, rather. Your loss.
I think always move with light and love. That guy loved so purely, so effortlessly. Like, I don't know, he was so pure. So I think despite your differences, despite your issues, always move with love. He had so much love to give. And I think it sucks because, I don't think he realized how much light and love he was to us. He had his own mental battle happening, and I think that's the biggest takeaway. Just always move with light and always move with love.
If you're going to loot anything in life, loot love. Right.
I love it.
I'm impressed. It's good.
Yeah, no, listen, that's pretty original. I've heard some crazy things. That is amazing.
17 minutes after 7, we are hanging out with Loot Love. You're back on the telly again.
Yes.
A very unique show, anchoring a show called Racing Today. What's this all about?
It's so crazy because it's a show centered around horse racing. It's a lifestyle magazine show.
Oh, wow.
And you're probably like,
horse
what?
racing. Like,
what's going on?
What's going on there?
When I tell you that I got hired literally because I know nothing about that world, that's exactly why.
That's beautiful.
And
That's
mostly
so dope.
because I think they're trying to reintroduce horse racing to, I guess, our generation.
Yeah.
There's like a very big gap between us and our grandparents who really did this right and went to the races and, you know, lived a different lifestyle. Whereas we go only like maybe Durban, July.
We don't even care about the
horses.
racing.
We're just there for
We
the
don't even
vibe.
know the
turn up,
jockeys.
the dressing nice. We don't know anything about the jockeys, the horses, the races. We don't know anything. So I think that's exactly what it is that they're trying to reintroduce. And of course, there's also the elements of a lot of us, especially in black families, having a bit of trauma because of the gambling side of things, right? Gambling that happens. So I think a lot of us were just like, we're not getting involved because we've seen how this ends.
It destroys.
I think they're just trying to reintroduce
black families and Afrikaans families will tell you a lot about gambling.
Exactly.
And that addiction and how it breaks
and
homes.
how dangerous it is. Exactly. So they're really
it
trying
dilapidates family units, ecosystems.
I bet you.
It's painful, hey? It's
I bet you.
I bet you don't destroy a family. If it gets out of control, that is. Wow. So what do you do?
So I host the show and I have this really dope co-host, if I can say, Andrew, James, Nico. They are horse racing enthusiasts, you know, broadcasters, owners, trainers, and they kind of educate and enlighten me on what's going on, different races every single day. Guys, there's literally horse racing every single day of the year except for Christmas. It's so crazy.
In South Africa, Australia, in the UK.
Literally all around the world. Globally. So we are now going into the Cape season. So a lot of the races are going to happen in Cape Town, that side of the world. But it's so fascinating. It's so interesting.
Where does this air?
On SABC Sports every day at 5 p.m.
Oh, there we go. SABC Sport every day, 5 p.m. You can check out Racing Today with LootLove. She was employed on that show purely because she knows nothing about that world. Exactly. And now she knows a little bit more than she knew. A hell of a lot more, actually, 100%. Than she knew when coming in. It's 19 after 7. We're going to go to your traffic desk with Sol Phenduka. 26 after 7 on the street, on the air, 959 breakfast. Your faves doing the most with LootLove. Okay, everybody. Radio industry, put your ears up. There's a radio broadcaster here up for the taking.
Yes.
About to be sold to the highest bidder.
Let's rock.
The best offer under the sun. Listen, I used to listen to you, and I think you did that holiday show on Metro FM with Matt L.
Yes.
This one time I was driving, you guys had just played a song that drove me absolutely insane, and I was phoning Uspe, obviously from Kings of the Weekend, searching for that song. Lulo Cafe, searching for that song, and because of that song, I continued to listen to the rest of the show. And you know, as a broadcaster, you constantly are producing in your mind, but not necessarily listening.
It's so tough to listen to radio.
It's tough to listen, 100%. So in that moment, I was listening. Loot, you are a bloody broadcaster. Like, you are so fresh. And I remember DMing you.
Yes.
Saying, you got to make this permanent, though. I was like, yo, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You are a lot on air. Like, when I say a lot, I mean like a lot of freshness. Like, you are fresh. Your links are tight. Your confidence is like superb. Music knowledge, personality, every box that needs to be ticked for an A-lister broadcaster, that's you. Like, you embody it.
Thank you.
And it comes naturally.
Yeah, I have so much fun on air. I really had fun with that show as well, especially with the music, I guess the way that it was designed.
Yeah.
And also because it was December, right? It's an easy show to do, I think. It's December, you're just keeping people company on the road at night. Like, it's not too overwhelming. And I think Matt was also just so like chilled and she was still young. But I wasn't one of those weird ones that feel like, you know, the new girl in the game has to grovel and
that's what I liked and that's what I got.
Or whatever the case. It was just like, let's have fun. And I think for me in my mind as well, I was like, this is actually an audition, right? I was trying to prove something to myself, but I was also trying to show the station that, I can do more. I can do this, right?
What do you enjoy more, radio or TV?
Radio.
Yeah.
Radio.
She loves it.
I love radio. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. TV's cool, TV's fun, but TV is very superficial. You know,
highly
true. Already more feel more makeup.
You understand?
Radio's real. Radio's really
radio
real.
is so real. It's so much fun. And it's easy to do for me. Both are easy, but radio is just,
I think
it's magical.
Radio is really an outpouring of love, of making sure that the next person is truly satisfied and entertained, and the next person is the one who's listening. They become your point of priority.
100%.
100%.
100%.
It's like it's not even self-serving. It's like it's like an outpouring of daily service. Like,
Yes.
let me be of service to you.
And that's what I like about it, right?
Yeah.
When you're on radio, it's not about you. It's never been
Yeah.
about you. You are,
Yeah.
entertaining someone. You are giving someone an escape. You are comforting someone, or you're just making someone laugh. You're speaking to a friend, if you want to put it like that.
100%.
The person you're speaking to is a friend. So how would you speak to your friend? What would you say? How would you address it? What music knowledge would you share? So I think that's much fun. TV is more contained, very scripted, very. I don't really speak like this, but this is what we're doing right now to fit into this mold. Yeah.
You've got a playlist, Sunset Blues,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's that thing that you do. Talk to us about that whole Sunset Blues thing. I mean, your type of music. I feel like as much as you are great doing hip hop and so forth on radio, you would really kill it presenting an eclectic music show, like a global world sort of music show. Right here on Kaya, even
100%. I hope you guys are hearing that right now. Thank you so much. So Sunset Blues, funny enough, started during lockdown. When we had all shut down, and I felt like, when you're cooking, when you're just in the house trying to vibe, do whatever, let me play some music for you for an hour, share the things that I found, and then you can just enjoy doing whatever it is that you're doing. And I started it with my brother. He was my
Darn him.
he was my producer or whatever, the most stressful producer I've ever had in my life. But he was so great at also finding music. And so he was younger, obviously. His ear was different. He was more on the streets than I was. I was a bit, offish, because having kids, you kind of just separate yourself from so many things. So I started Sunset Blues, and it was this thing that I did on Instagram between 4 and 5 when the sun is setting. I'd sit there with a cup of whatever, coffee, tea, and we'd vibe. I'd literally play music and talk and get people to also put me onto music, and I discovered so much. Obviously, Instagram at some point was like, ma'am, please, copyrights.
Yes, because we don't think of those smaller inner details. We don't think of those.
You're just doing whatever you're doing, trying to keep people occupied and I guess distracted and having fun in lockdown. And I think after that, it kind of just shut down, and then I just turned it into a playlist. And I always thought I would revive it, but then I felt like without my brother, it wouldn't be the same. And I don't know how to
do what he did.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it like we did it on Instagram. I don't know how to, give it a new life and give it new energy. And I guess when the time is right, it'll come. But now it's just literally playlists. It's playlists. It's a combination. And also, what the important thing was, this is a community. I put you onto music. You put me onto music. Because there's so many things that, everybody thinks that we're leading because we have all the access. But most of the time, the people that are listening will really put you on to some amazing artists. Like,
I hope
put on to
Spotify
Marcus
picks
Harvey.
you up.
Yeah,
I really hope Spotify picks you up and makes you and a very critical part of their family, because you're just it. You're a curator of music, and I like that.
Speak life into
So
me.
listen, I'm expecting you to be a female hip hop DJ spinning decks.
Oh,
what
you know
happened
what?
there?
I started learning.
Yeah.
But I think that I started learning at a time where I wasn't present enough for it.
I suppose, yeah.
So I stepped back. There was really a lot going on. I was raising the kids. I didn't have enough assistance. There was work on the side. I just didn't have the focus I needed at the time, and I think it's something I'll pick up. Never hip hop though.
Never hip hop.
I'm done with hip hop.
Okay, cool.
I broke up with hip hop.
There we go. We know that. We know that. We know that.
Yeah, reason?
Definitely. Reason for breaking up with hip hop?
No. You guys are terrible.
So now we're talking about number top 7.
Yeah, well, there we go.
We love you, Lut.
You keep walking into them.
I
Lut.
know. Oh my gosh. I forgot.
We
I
love
actually
you so
forgot.
much. I mean, look, we're already 3 minutes late for news. We have to wrap it up. We love you so much.
Thank you for having me, guys.
You're chilled
This was so
people.
divine.
It was chilled, eh? Very, very chilled.
Very chilled.
Absolutely love
Always
you.
calm.
All the best with everything,
Thank
especially
you.
with a little hip and a hop there. Come through to the house, play with my decks, and just get back on the bandwagon.
Let's do
I'll
it.
leave you with the house and the music, and then you can just do
let's
your
rock.
thing. Strengthen
Okay.
up. You need to do that
January
stuff.
years again.
I expect you on a Coachella lineup in the next 2 to 3 years.
Speaking
The pressure's
live.
high. The pressure's high.
Pull that audio so I can play it at Coachella.
Alrighty, there we go. Let's go to the news desk. We are definitely running late, but obviously we're zenning out with Loot Love. There we go. Started her day on 959, as did you.